Welcome back to Dudes Who Bet Daily, January 6, 2023. Only 67 reasons to be salty today. Aaron, how are you doing?
What an opening. So if you followed Somich's parlay, I told him yesterday Rangers are big, Nuggets are going to be big. The Carolina game's what you're going to sweat out. Carolina gets 67 shots and lost.
In regulation.
Yeah.
Third most saves in a NHL regular season game in the history of the league.
Yeah.
That's what it took to deny the parlay. Of course it happens. What can you do? Anyway, real quick before we get into it, Aaron, I want to talk to you a little bit about Sam Houston Race Park. Today is opening day and I can't bet it. And I am very unhappy about this. Give me your feelings on this one.
Well, it's sickening because a really, really good circuit to follow that's a lot of fun is Sam Houston, Lone Star, and Remington. And the only thing you can bet is Remington, a worldwide or a nationwide, I should say, because they're in Oklahoma and all these tracks in the state of Texas, you can't bet. And it's sickening. And Sam Houston reminds me so much of Remington Park because of the great turf course to go along with a nice dirt course. You got big full fields usually. I don't know what this meet will bring us this year. I don't know what's going to happen down there, but it's a great track to follow. And like Remington, usually it shows up at a perfect time where you can bet in the evening. And so it's sickening. Like I said, I mentioned Lone Star, same situation down there in Texas. Those are tracks I love to follow, and you can't even watch them, Somich. Even if you just want to say, "Hey, let's watch these races," there's nowhere where to even watch them. So it's absolutely sickening what's happening.
That's brutal, man. They did it right for the players. 12% takeout. So it was great bets from daily doubles, pick threes, pick fours, pick fives. We did a live show for opening night for Sam Houston last year, and hit a $2,000 pick four. A whole boatload of people had that sucker too. It sucks that we're not able to do that again this year. I want to start the Bring Sam Houston campaign back because it's one of those tracks that I love to bet, and it was perfectly timed too. I love the late post at 6 or 7 p.m. start time here on the East Coast, where you were able to play a track at night, enjoy it, have a couple drinks, sit and talk with friends about it. So bummer that Sam Houston is starting and we're not able to bet it. Hopefully that changes at some point this year. Texas legislation supposedly is trying to change it. We'll see what happens there. But it just got to at least mention it because really legitimately probably top 2 favorite tracks for me to bet and unable to do so. Kind of a bummer.
We drove, and I'm not trying to brag, we drove a decent amount of handle to that track, and we enjoyed doing it because of the things you said. Good betting product, 12% takeout. That was a really good track to bet, a very handicapper and better friendly track, and we loved it. And we got to know Chris Griffin because he was there, for a while, and it's
Well,
sad that's not there.
Tell us why you can't bet it. Tell us.
There's HISA regulations, and essentially if you don't agree to them, they shut you out. So you're unable to be simulcast or to be bet on any ADW inside of the U.S. You have to be on track in Texas or in Canada to be able to bet Sam Houston right now. And that's even to get the feed. So like TVG doesn't even have the feed for Sam Houston.
So what regulations? Who's done this?
So HISA is a regulation that was passed last year in horse racing to help the sport, I guess is the way to put it. But you have to agree to it to be able to then be broadcast on ADW, and the state of Texas did not agree to it.
Oh, okay. So it's the state of Texas.
Yeah. For example, if Oakland didn't agree with it, we couldn't bet on Oakland unless we were not. And so on.
There are reasons why they didn't, and we're not going to get into those right now. But it's not just one of those situations where they're like, hey, no, we just don't want to do this. It's a bureaucratic thing, and they don't necessarily agree with all the regulations and the stipulations they would have to put on their own track and horsemen to be able to do it. And so they did not agree to it. And thus, no Sam Houston, which kind of sucks. But we will get past it. We've got other things. Yeah. Everyone, let's get a VPN to Canada. Let's make it happen here. Let's all just if we could get a group house somewhere in Canada and then just go up there for every Sam Houston meet. My wife would love that.
Yeah. And I Robert, I was getting ready to mention you. He is a very big player. He has a ton of fun doing it, but he's got to drive to tracks. He lives in Texas, right? And there's a perfect example. And I swear I was getting ready to mention your name because, the emails exchanged earlier. He wanted to play on Monday. The local track that was closest to him was closed. He was going to have to drive like 200 miles to play horses. That's insane. And it's Texas, for God's sakes. I mean,
yeah.
It's crazy.
It's going to be interesting too. I'm going to look at the payouts today just because I want to see the size of the pools and how it affects the payout specifically in the pick threes. Because one of the things about Sam Houston was great. You get one long shot, it balloons everything because the favorites were so overbet in those pools. It'll be interesting to see if you have it even more drastic where it can be overbet. I have found a couple places offshore that you could bet it if you want to, but I refuse to bet horse racing offshore simply because I want the money to go back to the horsemen in some way and go back to the track. I think you got to support the product. So anyway, that's our Sam Houston talk. Hopefully this time next year, we'll be doing a live show for Sam Houston opening day and not sitting here complaining about not being able to bet Sam Houston opening day because I'm a glutton for punishment. Let's kick it off on the ice here and talk about the Predators. Plus 135 heading into Washington. We're back-to-back here, minus 160. No UC Saros tonight. No 64 saves for you. We'll start out with you, Pop. What do you think? Predators, Capitals, total sitting at 6.5.
Well, this is part of my parlay today, so I'm hoping that the Predators used up all their luck last night. I can. Well, you said it's the third time in history. I never, ever remember anyone getting 67 shots in regulation and losing. It's just, this is the way our betting is going right now. I mean, how would you would have bet all the money you got probably on the team that has 67 shots in regulation, right?
It wasn't even like they were down 4-1 in the third and pumped
No.
40 shots. It was 47-21 going into the third. Like it was just domination the entire time.
They got a power play at the end of the game. About 2-3 minutes left of the game. They got like 12 shots on goal on the power play.
On the power play. This is unreal. And these are the kind of bets we're missing. Last night I had Indiana. They got up 28-7. They lost. And I knew they would. When I saw there was 27, oh God, this is way too early. And I watched that game. Oh, they're terrible. Anyway, yes, Capitals tonight. The Predators, no way. They cannot do this 2 nights in a row. The Capitals are playing great. I like Capitals tonight.
I like the Capitals too. I like to use them in the money line parlay. That was actually one of the angles I was looking at here. I wouldn't mind laying the 1.5. There's no way that the Predators can do this again, right, Aaron?
It's a perfect setup too. The Capitals are probably playing about as good, if not as good, as any team in the league. I am really enjoying watching Washington play. They're exciting. Of course, they got the superstar Ovechkin, but they've got other good players around him. They won it's 18 out of the last 23 games they've earned a point in, which is incredible. And those last 23 games were after I saw the Blues beat them live. Like I said, 18 out of the next 23 they've earned points in. 16 out of those 23 they've won. I think they dominate the Predators. I'm gonna go Capitals big.
It's going to be like 8-0. It's going to be ridiculous. I'm even more pissed off about last night when this thing goes down. They're 8-2 in their last 10. Caps should be able to get it done here against a Predators team that is coming off the luckiest win, according to Money Puck, all season.
Yep, and that is a fact.
Literally, if you haven't seen Money Puck and you like betting and you like hockey, go check out Money Puck, one of the better sites that you can find. Really cool site about expected goals and win percentage.
You will get addicted. I'm just going to tell you. I'm on Money Puck a lot during the day. So
I showed it to Aaron, and his work just tanked out. Let's go to the game of the night. Arizona Coyotes heading in to face the Chicago Blackhawks. Arizona minus 105, Blackhawks minus 115. Total is 6 here. I brought this up because I don't understand why Arizona isn't the favorite in this game. They are not playing wonderful, lost 3 in a row, but they won 3 before that, and the Blackhawks stink. Right, Aaron?
Coyotes, big. I really like Arizona tonight. I think they'll beat the Blackhawks. You know, with the NHL right now, you've got 2 or 3 teams. The Blackhawks are one of them. The Ducks that are just horrible. That middle ground is getting like Coyotes, for example. They're not that far behind a team that's like the last wild card team, right? So I think there's a big mismatch here as far as the prices are concerned. I think it's wildly underpriced. I love the Coyotes tonight in this spot.
Papa dude?
I do too. But the Blackhawks are going to win a game sometime. I think that's probably why you're favored, maybe.
But this is definitely one of their better spots facing a Coyotes team at home. But I mean, you just watched Connor Bedard play. The Blackhawks getting Connor Bedard would be just. I mean, first off, it'd piss the hell off me. I have no interest in them getting another top-tier player one of the years that they are terrible. But you really kind of want to start losing these type of games if you're the Blackhawks because you want to you want that number one pick this year. You got a special talent sitting there on the board.
Yep.
All right, let's head up a little bit further north to Detroit, where the Panthers minus 150 heading in to face the Red Wings plus 130. Total sitting at 6.5. Papa Dude, who you got?
This is a huge game for both teams. I mean, the Panthers currently are out of the playoffs, and they've got to start winning some games. This is a good team that's not played well this year. The Wings are right on the fringe of making it. They need this game badly. I took the Panthers tonight because I'm not liking the way the Wings are playing right now. I took them, but this is a tough one to pick. I don't think I would bet any money on this one. You can't really trust the Panthers at this point.
Spoiler alert, Aaron. I almost went Caps, Coyotes, Panthers moneyline parlay as my best bet of the day. That's why these are the 3 NHL games. Who you got here, Aaron?
Well, I'm with you on all 3 of them because I would take the Panthers here, but this is a little bit of just a head-scratching type of team. They just cannot get it going. They're just so inconsistent. Some nights I watch them and I'm like, okay, that's the game where they're going to kind of get going. And then they go and they'll lose to somebody like the Hurricanes 4-0, and it's not competitive. And it's like, okay, there's another win, and then they lose to somebody they shouldn't lose to again. Tonight, though, I think it's a bad matchup for the Red Wings. I think the Panthers have too much offense. The Wings are bad right now. They're really struggling in their last 10. So I'll take the Panthers, but I'm kind of leaning on that what Papa Dude said there. Hard to kind of trust this Florida Panther team right now.
This would be the game I was concerned about if I had played that parlay. And I think you both kind of share that same aspect there. So maybe just bet the Coyotes straight, Caps minus a goal and a half, and cash a couple tickets tonight. All right, let's head over to the hardwood here. Bulls heading into Philadelphia facing the 76ers. We're laying 4.5. Total sitting at a robust 231 for these two teams. Papa Dude, what do you think here?
Okay, I did some research on this because I was going to pick this game, but Embiid is questionable tonight. He didn't play the other night. He's questionable tonight. So I stayed away from it because you just can't bet the Sixers unless you know he's going to play. So if you want to bet him, wait till late. If he plays, I think they win. If he doesn't, all bets are off. The Bulls got a big win the other night over the Nets. They need to get going. They got some players that can score. So without Embiid, I just say you stay away from the Sixers, and we don't know whether he's going to play or not.
Yeah, the Embiid issue was one for me why I didn't go toward a side here, Aaron. I do like the under. I think 231 is too high for these two teams. What did you think here?
Sixers, big, over. Big. 250 tonight between these two teams. Sixers, over.
You get a hell of a price on 250. All right, let's head over to the Nets, who are no longer streaking, losing their last game after ripping off 12 in a row. Heading into the Pelicans, Zion not there for the Pelicans. Nets laying 4.5. Total also sitting at 231. Aaron, who you got?
New Orleans gets it done. They're going to win this game. New Orleans plus the 4.5. New Orleans money line. Total way over. 250 again.
Man, he loves those 250s, Papa Dude. What do you think here?
Not going to be 250. Well, without Zion, that's a big difference. But they play a lot of games without Zion. So seems like he's on the disabled or whatever, injured reserve, whatever he is all the time. And it's a shame because he is a special talent, but he can't stay healthy. I think I took New Orleans also. I think I did because I don't think they miss Zion that much. They're at home. I think Brooklyn loses 2 in a row. So I took them as well, but I wouldn't bet any money on this one either.
Yeah, this one was tough for me. I would lean toward laying it with the Nets off the loss, but I don't really want to play against New Orleans at home in this spot. So this was more of a pass for me. Gulfstream Park just went full Gulfstream. I don't know if you were watching it, Aaron. There are some people who probably hunch bet drinking problem who just got home at 24-1 off a 30-1 opening morning line to get in the first race. These turf races, man, if you don't get to the lead, you are in trouble right now at Gulfstream Park.
This meet is weird, and I said it earlier in the week. You got to stick with it, right? You can this race like this is happening all the time during the course of this card. You just got to forget about it, not worry about it, and go on because a lot of the other races are formful. So. It's definitely like a chalk, second choice chalk, 80-1 chalk type of track right now.
Pretty brutal. Dr. Tang, of course, chiming in saying he doesn't have a drinking problem. I disagree, but he did love the horse. So I'm glad to hear you're at least alive.
I don't think Dr. Tang has a drinking problem.
I'm glad that you're at least alive there in the pick five. All right, last NBA game before we get to Gulfstream Park, covering 3 of the races here in the best bets and the race of the day. Cavs heading into the Nuggets, who are playing back-to-back after whooping the Clippers last night. That was part of that wonderful parlay. Laying 6 points, total sitting at 221. It's a tough spot for the Nuggets. It's a tough team to play on back-to-back nights, Pop Dude. Who you got here?
I agree with you. It is tough. I can see them having a little bit of a letdown tonight, and the Cavs are playing pretty well, and they're good. 6. That's too many points. Too many points. They may win. I don't think they get the 6. So now the Nuggets are really good, and they're great at home. So it's hard to pick against them at home. But that's 6 points. That's quite a bit. Coming off a back-to-back, and you're playing a really good team. So they may win it. I don't like the 6.
Yeah, I like the Cavs here plus the 6 as well. Out of conference, I think matters here too. A big win over interconference foe for the Nuggets last night. Now you're getting an out-of-conference Cavs team. We'll be interested to see what the minutes are here for the Nuggets to see who plays, although they were able to rest the starters in the fourth quarter because they blew the crap out of the Clippers last night. Aaron, are you on the Cavs plus the 6 as well here?
Nuggets, huge in this game. They will cover. It won't even be close. Nuggets by 13.
260 or 250?
243.
243. Okay.
On the dot, baby. I love it.
Yeah.
So 243 and 13. Let's see here. Is that possible? Yeah, that's possible. All right. Let's go to the race of the day here. We're going to kick it off with Gulfstream Park, race number 8. Magic, a part owner in this spot here. The 4-horse going to be your favorite. But I thought this is a pretty interesting race here. Aaron, who'd you like on top?
I did go with Magic's horse, the number 4 Frosted Oats on top. I kind of liked the 1, but the 1 scratched out of the race, so that kind of led me to the 4-horse here. Coming off a layoff, but with Bill Mott, you really don't worry about that. He's pretty good getting horses ready to run off layoffs. Last time out at Belmont, going 7 furlongs, won by a head, looked pretty solid. I think the horse shows up here with a pretty good race. Junior Alvarado jumps aboard here, but that's all right because he rides top choice for Mott a lot. So I went with the 4 Frosted Oats on top.
I've got the 4 on top as well. I think the early setup here is going to be really interesting. The 8-horse is going to be your other pace presence, Bravo Zulu. And I expect Bravo Zulu to clear with Rosario and Alvarado to let him go. The way we've seen the surf course play, that could be a problem here for a horse that has won multiple times, going 7.5 furlongs over this Gulfstream Park turf. So I think the 8 Bravo Zulu has a shot here at 12-1. I agree with you. Fish Money, the 1 horse, was a big scratch in this spot. Thought that horse had a real chance here. Did you look at the 2 or the 6 at all? Those are the other 2 I was interested in here.
Yeah, I've got the 2 in the mix for sure here. I put the 2 in second, and I just think it's a horse coming first off the claim for a solid trainer. Ortiz rides through the claim, which I also thought was a good sign. Ran pretty well over this track last time out. I think the horse makes sense. If we get a little bit of a pace meltdown, maybe the 2 can come running. But like you said, on this turf course right now, you got to have horses that are forwardly placed, and that's why I didn't put the 2 on top, and that's also why I had the 1 on top originally, because I thought the horse from the rail would get the lead. So now it looks like the 4 is the fastest horse drawn towards the inside, so we'll take a shot with him. But yeah, the 2 horse is pretty solid.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see here how this Gulfstream turf course continues to play, especially at these lower levels. You have to be in front or very close to the lead to be able to get it done. It looked like the 10 was going to swoop by there. Didn't happen going down the stretch there. So Gulfstream Park turf course still causing some trouble, especially at the lower levels. Let's jump into the best bets for the day. Papa Dude, I'm going to go to you first because you have one of the more annoying parlays we've had on here in a while. Tell us about who you like here. So I have to jump all over the place to figure out how to follow these games.
Oh, so that's why it's annoying?
Yeah. No,
okay.
My tracking ability here struggles, and therefore it bothers me.
Okay, because my goal was not to annoy you. That was not the goal. All right, I'm pretty good on these obscure teams. I do pretty well on those. It's the teams that you've heard of I don't do well on. So I tried to find a parlay tonight that would maybe make us some money, and maybe we would hit. Our first team, we have Northern Kentucky against Oakland. I think Oakland's in Minnesota, I believe. It's either Oakland, Minnesota, or Oakland. Maybe it's Michigan. I think it's Michigan.
Michigan. Yeah, they beat Missouri when Missouri's in the top 10 in 2000.
Okay, so that's how you know. Okay, all right. So anyway, Northern Kentucky undefeated in the Horizon Conference. Okay, I do not have a login to get into the Horizon Conference to watch the games, but I'm sure it's on ESPN Plus, so you can watch this for sure.
Oh yeah,
they're 9-6. Okay. And Oakland's 4-11. The game's in Northern Kentucky. I think I'm not going to sweat that one. I think they're going to win this one. So I like them. Princeton rules the Ivy League in basketball. They are on the road, but Columbia sucks. They should win this game. So I like them. And then capping it off with the Capitals against the Predators to get the money at plus 153. Again, I didn't see how yours could lose yesterday. I really like this one also, but we know how it goes. So that's my parlay for tonight.
What is the Northern Kentucky mascot?
Oh, gosh, I just saw it.
That's the only one I don't know here. The Norse. Northern Kentucky Norse.
Yeah. What's Oakland?
Oakland's the Bears, I believe.
The Bears.
Golden Grizzlies.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Ooh, I like that mascot. I may have to change this.
Yeah, there you go. So we're gonna get the what was it? The Norse, and then the home of the backdoor cut, and then the Capitals home here for plus 153. Let's head back to Gulfstream Park. I am going to go. Well, we're going to go to Aaron because I didn't update my own one. So, Aaron, tell us about the 4-horse here in race number 6.
Well, let me predict this parlay. Princeton, big. Capitals, big. Golden Grizzlies, upset. Northern Kentucky, 2 out of 3 for the parlay. All right.
Don't you love how he never roots for us, Papa Dude?
I know. Should I, before you get away from it, I thought about Siena over St. Peter's tonight.
I looked at that game.
Do what?
I didn't. I did not look at that game. I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Eric.
Go to my race here that'll probably lose, but well, good anyway. No, I'm kidding. I'm pretty confident in this one today, even though I got beat by one of those Gulfstream 40-1 shots yesterday. Maybe I should have went back to Tampa where we had a winner on Wednesday, but I'm going to go Gulfstream at race 6 on the card. I'm going to go with the number 4. Nestic. I don't really know how to say that horse's name, but that's all right because we're going to get a winner here. So the number 4 returns back to the synthetic today, also takes a drop down in class. Now, the last 2 races, this horse was on the synthetic surface. It was a win and a maiden special weight, 3 races back and then 2 races back. Crossed the wire first in a win in a synthetic stakes race at Gulfstream, but was disqualified. Last time out, we moved up and we faced the tough horses like Ari Gold, a horse that I picked on the show actually as a best bet. So faced Ari Gold, faced pretty tough horses. Like I said, it was on the turf. Horse didn't run all that badly. Got beat 7 lengths. Now we're back on the synthetic, which is definitely his best surface. We're back against allowance horses, which is a nice drop down in class. And we get Irad Ortiz Jr. aboard for the first time today. He jumps on this horse. He does not ride hardly at all for Kelsey Danner. When he does, he hits at 25%, 50% in the money. So I really like Irad Ortiz Jr. jumping aboard here. Like the class drop, like the move back to the synthetic. So I'm singling the 4 in the 6th race today at Gulfstream.
Yeah, I like this one as well. This is my top pick in the race. Congruent was a horse that I stabled up running on Saturday in the Dana Beach, something like that. I think it is the 5th race there. So I think that's going to be a pretty productive race, the pulpit. So we'll see what comes out of it. I did like the 5 Captain Anthony a little bit of a price. Did you look at that one at all, Aaron? Or consider that one? I'm sorry. Mark makes fun of me when I say, did you look at it? Did you consider the 5 at all?
I didn't consider anyone but the 4. Don't bring up other horses.
As bad.
I'm trying to give a cold exact out here. That's all.
Okay.
I'm not trying to beat the 4.
I have the 5 in 3rd.
Yeah.
So yes, I did.
4-1-5.
I went 4-6-5.
Oh, okay. All right. I was 4-1-5. I think the 5 is the price. But all right, I agree with you. I think the 4 gets home here. I like it. All right, let's go 1 race further in the card. Head to the 7th race. Nothing like a 5.5 furlong, $25,000 maiden claimer race to take your best bet in. Give me the number 7 horse in the 7th race, 3-1. I think this morning line's wrong. I don't think it's going to be 3-1 when we go off. I think we're going to be staring more like 8-5 here. Clear lone speed on a horse that went further last time and quit. But man, if we had gone 5.5 furlongs, that horse would have won. And oh, by the way, the horse that beat it, so that was a career debut, $50,000 maiden optional claimers. Horse that beat it got a 71 buyer and won by 17 lengths. A 71 buyer would destroy this field, like stomp it. I don't see how the 7 gets caught here. 7 goes gate to wire, going 5.5 furlongs. Do it, Aaron.
Good pick. Good pick. I was afraid you weren't going to say the 7 because I really like the 7. And I was worried that I would have to say no. But no, good pick. Lone Speed, Safi Joseph, Edgar Zayas. It's over. Forget about it. 7 wins.
Going to be interesting to see what the price on the 8 is. Slam Dunk Horse debuting at Gulfstream. Paco's up. Eliza's a 33% dirt trainer. Like, not a ton of information on first-time starters here. I have no interest at that 2-to-1 price, though. I mean, that to me seems too short. If the horse takes a ton of money, I'll be a little more concerned. But I still think the 7 is going to be the speed of the speed, be able to go gate to wire here.
The 8 is the only other horse that I think could pick up its feet, and we just don't know about that 8 horse. You know what, though? You know, the good, solid trainer. Oddly enough, in the last year, the trainer has never had a first-time starter, so we don't know how it's going to pop first time out of the gate. Gets Paco aboard. You look at these workouts; they're not great. The biggest thing, if you're debuting a horse at the claiming level, you're not real high on the horse. And I don't really love playing first-time starters in claiming races. Yes, they can win, but usually when you got a horse and you're set to debut that horse, you're putting him in the special weights because you got the idea of, hey, this horse could do it. You know, maybe we get out on the track and they win, and then we drop them. Debuting the maiden claiming, we'll see.
So we got a nice little pick 3 here from Gulfstream. Hopefully we go, 4-7-4 cold pick 3. Race 6, 7, 8. Be a good way to start the pick 5 as well if you want to press one. See if we can make that happen. Papa Dude, any parting thoughts here before we head off?
No parting thoughts. I do want to mention Curtis said he saw Dickie V watching the rerun of the Lions-Packers, and he thought the game was live. I did not see that.
They are playing on, Sunday
I know.
night. Yeah, I already bet the Packers. I have no interest in taking the Lions in a sub-32-degree game in Lambeau Field when in a situation where they could be just gut punched already. Because if Seattle wins in the afternoon, they're playing for nothing. And I realize Dan Campbell, probably one of those coaches that can help get a team up like that, but that's a tough spot.
It is. We talked about that last night on our show, too. That is a very difficult situation that they're in.
Listen, they're the Lions. The other team's the Packers. It's going to be trouble no matter what the situation is. That's in a meaningful game.
You know how this goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's sign off here. Best bets of the day. Papa Dude taking Northern Kentucky. Princeton in the Caps money line plus 153. Aaron, Gulfstream Park, race number 6. Horse number 4. I'm headed to Gulfstream Park, race number 7. Horse number 7. 1-6 on the week. Got to turn it around. We'll be back same time, same place for, what is it? Today's Friday, right? So for Saturday and Sunday, monster weekend coming up. 2 Derby preps. $3 million carryover on Saturday from Santa Anita, and Week 18 of the NFL. Thank you very much for joining us. We will see everybody tomorrow.